Do your mornings sound like this? You wake up an hour before you have to leave the house, rush around to get ready, grab a quick breakfast, and then run out the door. Then once you start work, you already feel overwhelmed before you've even gotten to your desk. If this sounds familiar, then it's important to remember that every successful day starts with a great night. That's why it's important to create an evening routine that closes out the open loops for the day and gets you ready to tackle the next day. So in this video, we will talk about the 9 evening routine habits of the world's most successful people. Now be sure to watch this whole video all the way to the end, because I will also give you a free tool you can use to get started with building a great evening routine. 1. Establish a shutdown ritual. You know when you try to turn your computer off and you get a ton of pop-ups asking if you're sure you want to exit? Think of your brain in this same way. You can't just shut down your brain with a simple click, because it will still be trying to run the programs and find solutions to ongoing issues. That's why you should end your workday with a shutdown ritual that takes about 5 or 10 minutes to complete. To get started, do a brain dump every night to remember any ideas and put them on paper so you can address them the next day. Then look at your calendar and tasks to do a quick check-in on where you stand with your projects, and come up with a plan to address these tasks for the rest of the week. Finally, finish with some kind of signal that your work is finished for the day. For me, this is closing my laptop. Once it's closed, it doesn't get reopened until the next day, and I stop thinking about anything that's on it. You could even say something out loud to yourself like, "My work is done today," or anything else that firmly signals that it's time to switch gears to your evening routine. 2. Plan for the next day. Remember what Benjamin Franklin said, "Failing to plan is planning to fail." As mentioned before, part of your shutdown routine should be planning how you're going to address ongoing issues and projects. This will involve prioritizing everything that's on your plate and deciding what you can reasonably accomplish tomorrow. Determining your plan for the coming day allows you to identify your most important tasks in advance before the pressures of the day start coming at you. In the best scenario, the first hour of your day would be spent handling your most important task. 3. Pack for the next day. Packing up the night before is like doing your future self a favor. In other words, if you prepare yourself as much as possible for the next day, then you will have more free time in the morning to focus on the important success habits to start your day on the right foot. Now, the question is, what can you do in the evening that will make your mornings less stressful? Well, you could set your clothes out for work, pack your lunch and your kids' lunches and school supplies as well, clean up any messes that stress you out, set the coffee maker on a timer so it starts brewing as soon as you wake up, and pack your gym bag. Taking these steps will decrease your chances of forgetting something the next day, and it will prevent you from experiencing decision fatigue before you get to work. 4. Spend time with your family. People with lofty goals often get so focused on continuing their success that they forget about the reason they probably work so hard in the first place, their families. But you're supposed to work to live, not live to work. Set aside time every night to spend with your family. Sit down to dinner, help your kids with their homework, play a game with the family, and participate in whatever activities your family does at night. Reward yourself with this luxury, and it will pay off in the long run when you look back on your life. 5. Practice a spiritual habit. A lot of people use the word spirituality these days, especially those in the younger generations. In fact, a survey conducted by Pew Research found that millennials are less religious than those who are 2 generations above them. However, they feel an equally strong sense of spirituality and gratitude. Here are a few ways you can practice spirituality. Write in a journal. Doing some reflection and processing the events from the day can help you on your journey to self-discovery. As one of the most ancient forms of self-help, journaling gives you more insight as you explore your ideas, feelings, memories, goals, and wishes through writing. Pray. Communicating with the higher power that you have connected with can further influence how you perceive that power. For some, this may be talking to God. while others may look toward Allah, Brahma, the Tao, or a variety of other forms. Practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude has been said to be a form of spirituality in its own right. In fact, Deepak Chopra, a prominent spirituality figure, talks about a powerful connection between gratitude and spirituality in an article that we'll link to in the description box. Meditate. Meditation is also essentially a spiritual practice of its own. Meditation is the process of getting in tune with your most inner self and developing yourself spiritually. 6. Reflect. You probably spend a lot of time thinking about the future, and maybe significantly less time reflecting on where you've been. And while it's good to focus on moving forward instead of regretting past mistakes, this tendency also prevents people from doing some solid reflection. So take time every night to reflect on your day, thinking about what went well and what could have gone better. Did you face any unexpected challenges? If so, how did you handle them? How might you handle similar situations in the future? What can you do to prevent the problem from happening again? Setting aside time to reflect will help you gain insight into your performance, so you can make those small, incremental improvements in your life. 7. Think of one exciting thing for tomorrow. This is an effective and powerful way to ensure you will get up earlier than necessary and jumpstart your day. Thinking about the things that tomorrow could bring, seizing new opportunities, seeing more results, meeting new people, making new decisions, will feel both motivating and empowering. Having these things in front of your mind will inspire you to jump out of bed when the alarm goes off. 8. Read. You might assume that in order to be a great achiever, you need to focus your reading on business and self-improvement books. And while continuous learning is important, reading these types of books right before bed will get your mind moving, which can often prevent you from falling asleep. A better idea is to read a fiction book or a biography that allows you to escape into someone else's world. This will keep you focused on the story you're reading instead of thinking about the many open loops in your life. Reading a relaxing book for 30 minutes before turning off the lights will help you fall asleep quickly and wake up feeling creative and rested. 9. Get a full night's sleep. This final habit can be broken down into 2 parts. Part 1. Use the 10-3-2-1-0 formula. This simple technique, suggested by Craig Ballatin, will help you wake up feeling rested so you can get more done in the early hours of the morning. Not only will you get to bed earlier by following this formula, you will sleep better as well. Here's how to break down this rule. 10 hours before bed. No more caffeine. 3 hours before bed. Stop consuming food and alcohol. 2 hours before bed. Stop working. 1 hour before bed. Turn off all screens, including your phone, TV, and laptop. 0. The number of times you hit snooze in the morning. It takes about 10 hours for your body to eliminate itself of caffeine and get rid of its stimulatory effects. Finishing your meals and alcohol 3 hours before bed will help prevent you from experiencing heartburn, which can interrupt your sleep. While alcohol might make you tired at first, it disturbs your natural sleep cycle and can rob you of valuable deep sleep. Complete your shutdown ritual at least 2 hours before bed so you can have uninterrupted time with your family and put work problems aside. Shut down your electronics an hour before bed because the blue light will disturb your sleep. You can read instead, meditate, take a bath, or spend time talking with your spouse. Finally, don't give in to the temptation to hit the snooze button in the morning. Doing so will make you late for your planned day and make your morning routine rushed. Part 2. Get the right amount of sleep. Sleeping well directly impacts your mental and physical health and your overall quality of life. Without the right amount of sleep, your energy during the day can go downhill, taking your productivity, motivation, and emotions along with it. Since the daily recommended amount of sleep is about 7 to 8 hours each night, you might need to start going to bed way earlier than you're used to. So if your goal is to wake up at 5 a.m., then you should aim for about 8 to 9 p.m. each night. Yes, this might be a huge adjustment on your part. So if you're more of a night owl, then I suggest aiming for 30 minutes earlier than your usual bedtime. And then keep doing this until you're getting that 7 to 8 hours of good sleep your body needs. Now, it can be hard to build an evening routine into your life, but with a little discipline, sticking to these habits will set you up for success. So with that in mind, let's talk about the free tool that I promised in the introduction in this video. The one mistake that people make with this process is to create an hour-long morning routine, crammed with as many habits as possible. Sure, you might be able to stick to this routine for a few days, but eventually, you will probably give up when you encounter a challenge or obstacle. A better idea is to pick a few of the habits that we just talked about and build a simple 10 to 15-minute routine that focuses on these actions. From there, you can build up a longer routine once your evening routine becomes a permanent habit. To get started, check out the description box, where we offer a simple habit tracking template you can download and print out. So if you would like to take action on the ideas that we just described in this video, then I recommend turning each of these evening habits that you track every day with this freebie. And if you want to learn more about this topic, then click and watch our video on the 12 morning habits of the world's most successful people.